Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and we're going to begin this practice laying down with a narrow support under the shoulder blade. So I've just folded a yoga blanket, and you can roll up a towel if you don't have a blanket like that. Yoga blanket just means it's nice and solid. Doesn't really compress when you lie on it. I'm going to put that under my shoulder blade. And you want to check in that you're not squashing the back of your neck when you lay your head back to the floor. Maybe your blanket's too high, or you need a pillow under your head as well. And then you can put your arms straight out, and you might notice that my arm is not on the blanket, it's on the floor. The blanket's just lined up with my arm, the soft part of my upper arm. And allowing this shape into the body. Feet are hip width and parallel, and legs are parallel. Finding the flow of your breath. Letting the chest and shoulders relax into the shape. And feeling how the bones of your upper back are pressing forward. What does that feel like for your ribs and your lung as you breathe deeply? Nice work. We're going to try and recall this pressing forward of the upper back in other parts of the practice. So take a feeling picture, landscape, and we'll roll over and just pull the blanket out from underneath you and lay back down flat. So as you lay flat, you'll notice your body settles back to the flat of the floor. So it isn't the exaggerated alignment of the bones pressing forward, but rather the alignment that we're really looking for when we're standing, the shoulder blades, the sacrum, and the back of the head in one line. Okay, we're going to press the lower back, though, now into the floor. And that is to engage the front core of the body. Take the legs straight up. Good. And then we'll drop the legs just a little way towards the floor. So they're not quite over the hips, but they're a little way away. And we're pressing the lower back, and you can feel that the core body is really engaged here. Nice work. Let's do the arms too. We'll take them straight up from the shoulders. Keep your lower back pressing and drop the arms back towards the floor a little. Nice. Make a little circle with your toes. So the legs are going to follow the toes. Legs stay together, nice and straight. Little circle. See if you can make a circle with your arms that goes in the opposite direction. Whoa. That's hard brain stuff. and then swap directions. Keep pressing your lower back. Trying to breathe. Oh, this is harder. And release. And hug your knees into your chest and rocking a little bit from side to side. That's a good one for the core. We're going to put the knees now over the hips and lift your feet off the floor. So your knees are a right angle, hips are a right angle. Arms straight up from your shoulders. This is the beginning position. And then we're going to take the left leg and the right arm away from center. So left leg towards straight, right arm overhead and back to center. And then you do the same on the other side. And the thing is, you don't have to do all the way out to straight because it might be plenty of work just a little part of the way. So we want the back pressing and we want the core of the body to feel like it's really working. Do the same thing, keep doing the same thing, but take the limbs out to the side from center as well as front and back. So out to the side. Right arm goes right, left leg goes left. Last one. Lovely. Hug your knees in, rock a little from side to side, relaxing your back. Okay, put the feet back down on the floor in your neutral position. That is feet hip width and parallel, arms parallel. Sorry, not arms, legs parallel. And find the natural shape of your spine, letting the core body relax. Bring your attention back to your thoracic spine. So that's the part of your back that attaches to your back ribs behind your lungs. And try to lift those bones, just those bones, off the floor a little. So pressing them forward like we had the blanket under our shoulder. Just feeling the extra volume for the chest, for the lung, for the breath. Nice work. We're going to bring that ability with us now. If you relax, then gently roll over to your right and come up to sitting. And sitting up onto a blanket with your legs comfortable, or you can kneel. Only take a kneeling position if it doesn't hurt your knees. And you can always put a little bit of extra height or padding underneath your sit bones to help you kneel comfortably. Otherwise, sitting, your legs are comfortable, and we want to find that feeling of pressing the thoracic spine forward. Taking some deep breaths here. Good. We're going to turn the head face to look over the left shoulder. And we're going to hold for a moment and just relax the shoulder. Look a little further. Follow the breath into that movement without swinging the right shoulder forward. Good. And then back to center. So following your breath, and we're looking over the right shoulder this time. Feel the bones of your thoracic spine pressing forward and the stretch of your neck. Good. And back to center. Nice. We're going to anchor somehow your right hand. So if you're sitting with feet out in front, you could sit on your hand So under the sit bone, or you could grab the side of your mat. And I'm just, because I'm kneeling, I'm going to grab my front of the right ankle. Then we're going to let the left ear hang over to the left shoulder. And at first, the neck feels tight. But then as we take a few breaths here without slumping the thoracic spine, so keep that forward press of the bones there. As we hold it, you'll start to feel the muscles in the side of the neck, the right side of the neck, the shoulder, the arm, lengthening, breathing. Nice work. Back up to center, and then we do the other side. So you need to anchor somehow your left hand. Sit on it, or if you're kneeling, you can hold your ankle. And then we're going to just rest the right ear to the right shoulder. Watch the tendency to collapse the thoracic spine. So pressing those bones forward. Good. And then really just letting go into the posture. Stretching left neck, left shoulder, left arm. Beautiful. And then come up and release. And we're just going to make a little circle with the top of the head. And try not to make it too crunchy. I always find I need to drink more water if my neck feels crunchy. But rather keep lengthening the spine. So you feel plenty of room in that movement, and then the other direction. And with all of the circle movements that we do, you make them as big or as small as feels nourishing to you. Good, and back to center. All right, so nice and relaxed in the neck. We're going to come up to standing and consider all of the movements you make when you come up to standing, however that might be. Great. You don't need your blanket just now. We're going to be in Tadasana. Feet hip width parallel. Lifting the front of the thighs. Feeling the stability of this version of your mountain pose. Step the feet together, and we're going to close the eyes. Now, this is classic foot position for Tadasana. And notice how you're more wobbly, but feel yourself seeking center, seeking balance. Okay, now the next bit gets trickier because we have the foundation again. And you can try with your eyes closed, or you can just open your eyes a little bit. Take the right foot behind the left heel so that your feet are in one line. The right toes touch the left heel, and we transfer the weight evenly, foot to foot. We try to stand tall and press the thoracic spine forward. So you feel spaciousness in the chest. Breathe. Enjoying your wobble. Good. We're going to step the right foot back, neck right next to the left foot, so touching. Classic Tadasana. And again, you can choose eyes open or eyes closed. Left foot behind the right, so the left toes are touching the right heel. Transfer the weight evenly front to back foot. Notice if you start to hunch over trying to hold your balance, to keep your volume in the lungs and the ribs, your alignment in the spine, your ease in your neck. And then we'll step the left foot back with the right. And opening your eyes if they were closed. Whoa. Standing on your left foot now, we're going to lift the right leg. And we're going to do our figure eights. So you can have your tiptoes near to the floor. You can lift the leg as high as it will go. What you're trying to do is explore the movement of the femur in the hip socket. So you're not swinging the pelvis around to follow the leg. You're keeping the pelvis fairly still. And again, can you feel the bones of the thoracic spine pressing forward and your shoulders and your neck nice and relaxed? Good. Exploring your movement, being curious, and the other direction. Great work. And then releasing that side and lifting up your left leg. We keep the pelvis fairly still, facing forward. A figure eight with your knee, exploring your movement. Bones of the thoracic spine pressing forward, shoulders relaxed. And the other direction. Lovely. We're going to do this one a little differently to yesterday. Standing feet hip width. Take your right leg out behind you, and we're going to have the legs straight. And you're going to just try to draw a circle in the air with your tiptoes of your right foot. Keep the legs straight and use just your buttock muscle to move the leg. So it doesn't have to be a very big circle, or make it as big as you're able, so that the buttock muscle is truly engaged for the whole activity. And you're probably having to lean forward a little bit to get your leg up off the floor. But let's try and keep the front core of the body lifting to support the lower back and the thoracic spine pressing forward, spacious for the breath. Other direction. Good, and then releasing that side. Hard work. Standing on the right foot, left leg reaches behind you, and we're really trying to use the left buttock muscle. Good, and make your little circles. Lift the front core. Press the thoracic spine forward. Feel the volume of the breath and the work of the gluteus. Keep going, and other direction. Nice work, and releasing. We're going to take Uttanasana now, standing forward bend, feet hip width. Take your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, and then Uttanasana. Take a halfway reach forward and put your hands somewhere on your thighs or your legs and arch your spine up and down. And particularly find the movement of your thoracic spine. And most of us are more mobile there, but we seem to be particularly mobile in the hunching of that part of the back rather than the pressing forward. So pressing the bones forward. Hold the position where you're pressing the bones of your thoracic spine forward. Relax along the whole spine so that the skin doesn't feel tight over your sacrum. Good, and then we're going to start to straighten the legs a little bit more, and we're going to do one at a time. And hold it for long enough to really feel the stretch. So don't just be bend, 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 bend. Hold for long enough. We're following the breath here as the back of the legs really starts to stretch. Take the hands to where it makes sense. That might be on the floor. But keeping the bones of the thoracic spine pressing forward and the skin of the lower back relaxed. Both legs stretching and straightening now. Good. And then bend your knees and inhale and rolling up, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, looking up. Good. We're going to step or jump. Let's stand your feet a little bit wider than your leg is long. Good. And let's see, heels out. Oh, no, sorry, toes out. Toes out. Knees are going to drop down. And we're going to do our straighten one leg, bend the other from side to side. So we'll keep the torso pretty upright here, perpendicular to the floor. Bones of the thoracic spine pressing forward. You can't really help when you do that movement, but relax your shoulders. If you were able to do both those things, hunch your spine and relax your shoulders, that would be pretty tricky. The bones of the spine forward, shoulders relaxed. Okay, now what I want you to think about is, can you go a little bit deeper? If not, that's fine. Just keep going from side to side. If you think you can go deeper, put your hands on the floor for support and then explore that stretch to the side. And you can just walk your hands back and forth. Good. And if you can go deeper again, you can squat all the way down, and it just means you'll have to bring your straight leg up onto the heel to squat down. Good. And so then you can try that from side to side. I'm using my hands a little, but you can try and use them less and less. Good. And then we're going to lift up, straighten your legs. Nice. Turn the toes in, heels out. So again, a stretch at the back of the legs. Locate your hip crease, that crease where you stop being leg and start being torso. And we're going to try and stretch that. So make a back bend. Feel the bones of the spine press forward, looking up. Good. And then hip crease starts to deepen as you take the torso forward, bringing your back bend shape with you. Hands can be on your legs or on the floor. Bend your knees here and arch your spine up and down again. And explore your front and back movement of the spine all the way along, right up to the base of the neck. Right down to where the spine joins the pelvis, the sacrum. Good. Hold the position when you find all of the bones of your spine embedded forward and you're looking up, looking forward, and straighten your leg. And lift your kneecaps and your quadriceps and your sit bones. Beautiful. Pressing into the outside edges of your feet, lifting the inner arches of your feet. And you can walk the hands forward here, give yourself a nice big shoulder stretch. Or you can walk your hands back between your feet and take the top of the head towards the floor between the feet. But keep the legs strong and the bones of the spine pressing forward. Nice work. Bring the hands back under your shoulders. Look forward again. Bend your knees a little and we're going to roll up. Great. And from here, let's turn the right toes out and bend the right leg. And we're going to take Parsvakonasana, right elbow onto the right knee. Roll back your left hip, your left ribs, your left shoulder, and your left arm is going to go straight by your left ear. I won't go back to show you, but in one line with your leg and your rib. Lift the pelvic floor, lengthen both sides of the waist. Good, and then inhale. And coming up, turn the feet to the second side. Left leg bend, left elbow onto the left knee, right hip rolls back, right ribs roll back, right shoulder rolls back, and right arm reaches by the right ear. Bend as deeply as you feel good with in your left hip, your left leg. Lift the pelvic floor. Lengthen. And then come up. Nice work. We can jump or stamp, feet back together, or wiggle, whatever feels appropriate. Feet underneath the hips. Parallel feet, hip width. Parallel legs, knees look forward. Urdhva Hastasana and Uttanasana. Find, before you go into your full stretch, the bones of your spine pressing forward. The lower back lengthening and the skin there relaxed. Letting the pelvis tilt forward, the top of the pelvis tilt. Good, and then try for your straight legs. And if it's one at a time, go slowly. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quadriceps, the sit bones. Okay, we're going to back off a little bit by bending the knees and looking forward. Turn your toes in, touch your big toes together, and then re-stretch your legs. The stretch will be in a different part of the back of the leg. Keep the neck relaxed. Keep the bones of the spine pressing forward. Keep the lower back lengthening. Good. And then we'll release. So bend the knees a little bit, look forward. And now turn the toes out. And re-straighten your legs. Ooh. Bones of the spine press forward. Neck is relaxed. Breathing. Great work. And then bend your knees and lift up. Lovely. All right, we're going to try one balance holding the leg. Let's stand into the left foot, lift up the right foot, and take a challenge for yourself. It might be right tiptoes on the floor, plenty challenging. Could be lifting the foot, could be holding your knee, could be holding your foot. Now, if you're holding your foot but you can't straighten your leg, try to hold with your right hand and keep the leg as much as you can in line with your right rib. You might be in this position where you can still lift the spine nice and tall and still be practicing the bones of the spine pressing forward. Good, and remember when we put the foot back down, we're going to find, where it goes before we change weight. So that we're so strong in one leg at all times. Nice. And then the second side. So you're standing on your right leg, Up on the skin of your left tip toes, might be plenty of work there, or lifting the foot, or holding your knee, or holding your foot. If you're starting to move between holding the knee and holding the foot, we can keep the leg pretty bent, but we keep the leg and the foot lined up with the left ribs as much as you can. Then we start to work on the straightening. Keep the bones of the spine embedding forward. Lovely. When you go to put that foot back down, remember you're going to find where it goes. Tadasana. Notice if that makes you tense in your neck and your shoulders. Take a couple of shoulder shrugs. And then we're going to take a seat. And however you have been working on sitting and standing, this is such a good sequence to pay attention to. Sitting in cross-legged, or what might be more comfortable for your knees. We're going to take a forward bend here. Have the hands behind your hips and find the shape we've been working on, the thoracic spine pressing forward. And notice the volume you have now for the breath. Lungs, ribs. Close your eyes. Lengthen your spine. And follow each exhalation and take the spine further forward, the torso further forward. Increment by increment, following the breath. You might find you can reach far enough forward to take your hands forward, or keep them behind you. But simply following your breath with that beautifully aware spine. Aware at your sacrum, at your lower back, at your thoracic spine, at the back of your neck. Following the breath. Good. And then we're going to come back up and change the cross of your legs. Beginning with the hands behind the hip, closing your eyes and finding the length of your spine. The feeling of pressing the bones forward. The spaciousness of your lungs and your ribs. Feeling the flow of breath carrying the torso forward. Follow the breath. The bones pressing forward. The torso reaching forward. Find the awareness of your spine, sacrum, lower back. And then coming back up. We're going to take a laying down position and put your blanket in underneath your hips. I'm just going to fold it into a triple fold on the short edge. So you've got a little pillow shape, a little seat shape, and that's going to go under the sacrum, the tailbone, so that your legs can balance in bamboo pose. If you find bamboo pose very challenging, maybe the blanket needs to be rolled up again so it's higher, slightly different position under the hip. Or maybe it's just not the posture for you. You could put your feet on the floor and just keep your hips resting on your blanket. Because at this part of the practice, we want to just relax the core body, the back, and the sides and front core, to feel the weight of the femur bones in the hip socket, the belly broad, tuning into the volume of your breath. Put your feet down on the floor now and your legs all the way out to straight and your arms overhead all the way out to straight, so that you can give yourself a nice big stretch. Mm. Mm. Good. Bend your legs in and your arms in. So put your feet on the floor, legs are bent. I'm going to take the blanket out and pick up your left foot and take hold of your foot with your right hand and see how you go straight in that leg. Straight as you can. Legs are going to go to the floor or in that direction on the right side. So let the lower half of your body roll right and your left shoulder blade stays onto the floor. Mm. Reach out through your left arm. Ah, letting your back lengthen. Mm. Good. And then we're going to release that side, both feet on the floor. Pick up your right foot, hold with your left hand, straighten your leg as much as feels good for you. Lower body rolls left without collapsing onto the floor. Right arm reaches to the right, right shoulder blade. Mm. Good, and back to center. And we're going to hug the knees into the chest. rocking a little from side to side. Find again that feeling of pressing the thoracic spine forward, as though you could lift that part of your spine away from the floor, and how that increases the volume of the lungs and the ribs. And then just relaxing your spine. If you'd like to stay for Shavasana, you're going to take your legs out to straight. If you need to finish your practice, rolling to your right side and coming up to sitting. Shavasana, people. Finding as much as you can your balance, your symmetry. If there's any tension in your lower back, put a blanket underneath your thigh. If you have that feeling that you have to reach back to the floor with your head, put a blanket under your head. Finding the obvious places in your body where it would be good to relax. Good to notice if it's always the same place. For me, always left lower back. Just momentarily lift your thoracic spine away from the floor. Feel the volume of your ribs, your lungs. And then hold on to that feeling of volume, but relax your spine back to the floor. Let go of tension. Let go. Let go. Feel the flow of breath. And as each place in the body is mentioned, feel there the flow of breath. In your toes, and the soles of your feet. Tops of your feet and your ankles. Your lower legs. Knees. Thighs. Hips. The buttocks. The belly. And your lower back. Thoracic spine. between your shoulder blades and your shoulders. Shoulders and armpits, upper arms, elbows and forearms, wrists and palms, the thumbs and fingers. Mm. The back of your neck and your throat, the base of your scalp, forehead, and all of the muscles of facial expression. Around your nose and mouth, lips and tongue and jaw, and ears. Holding your whole body in the focus of your awareness. Breath by breath. Take some deep breaths now. Feeling the substance of your body. The feeling of being still. And as you move out of stillness, do so with curiosity. Bending in your arms and your legs and rolling to your right side. And coming up to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Namaste.